That went over pretty well. In that case, darling, je vous aime beaucoup. Well, it's like a party here tonight. I don't know what to say. I feel like I want to have a drink with all of you and talk all night.
J'aimerais beaucoup, je vous aime beaucoup, tout ça, I love you. Et j'aimerais beaucoup qu'on boive un verre là tous ensemble et puis qu'on puisse parler ensemble.
You know, I was.
That girl there would like to do that. That girl there would like to do that too.
My wife is the only girl I'm having a drink with. Just let me start at the beginning here with what I have to say. There are two people present here tonight, and I was so compelled to come because to have such such a dear place in my heart.
Il y a deux personnes ici c'est pourquoi aussi je suis heureux d'être là. Il y a deux personnes qui sont chères à mon cœur.
Bertrand Tavernier.
Bertrand Tavernier.
And of course, Quentin.
Et Quentin Tarantino.
To start at the beginning, when I was a young actor in New York, and I had done a movie or two, and I went to see the Clockmaker of St. Paul.
Quand j'étais encore un jeune comédien, j'avais fait 2 ou 3 trucs. J'étais allé voir l'horloger de Saint-Paul.
Oh, damn, I'm not going to make it through this. At the end of the movie, I said to my friend, those are the kind of movies I want to make. That's the kind of director I want to work with. Scorsese wasn't so bad, mind you, but... and then, a few weeks later, another friend said, Harvey, I just read an interview with Bertrand Tavernier, and he said he'd like to work with some American actors, like Harvey Keitel. I said, you got to be kidding me.
Quand j'ai vu ce film-là, j'ai dit mais c'est exactement le genre de film que je veux faire, c'est exactement le genre de metteur en scène avec lequel je veux travailler. Et un jour j'ai lu une interview dans laquelle Bertrand disait qu'il voudrait faire un film américain avec des acteurs américains, et par exemple celui avec lequel il voulait travailler, c'était moi, Harvey Keitel.
And then we went on to make a movie that is still occupies a large place in my heart, in my mind, Death Watch.
Et c'est là qu'on a fait ensemble quelque chose qui reste unique dans mon esprit, dans mon cœur, qui est la mort en direct.
With the transcendent Romy Schneider.
Avec la transcendante Romy Schneider.
And Bertrand was the first European director I ever worked with. And now I come to Quentin Tarantino. A little story. I was offered a part. I knew these two producers. I'm going way, way back now. They gave me a script one day. They weren't well known. They did small stuff and all that. They gave me the script and I read it and I thought it was terrific. I said to my friends, they were two friends of mine, I said, listen, the part is just not something I want to do. I'm really looking to do more. And the part didn't offer me that more I was looking for. I said, but I really like this writer's work. Do you mind if I call him? And they said to me, well, we really do mind because we want to do some more work with him. So out of respect for my friends, I didn't want to betray them. I'm from Brooklyn, you could get killed for that. And I said, okay. So about 5 years passed, maybe 6 or 7 years passed. A colleague of mine from the actor studio calls me and says, Harvey, I have a script I think you're going to like. I said, send it over. She was a wonderful actress and director. And I looked at the script, I read it, and I was just stopped. I was just literally stopped. I had to put the script down and walk around New York for about 2 weeks before I replied to her that I want to make this movie. And then I noticed the script was written by that same fellow. whom I wanted to contact 5, 6, 7 years earlier, Quentin Tarantino. So, in my mind, I always felt that we were sort of meant for each other. Nothing could keep us apart. And had he been a girl, maybe we could have gotten married and settled down and raised a nice, and then I called Lawrence and spoke to him and Quentin, and we met, and Quentin came to knock on my door one night in LA. I was making a movie at the time. Knocks on the door, so I'm going to meet him. I open up the door. There's this big lumbering guy there, and he says, "Mr. Keitel?" I said, "It's Keitel, but come in." And those were the first words that we spoke.
You want me to translate? Non. Ok, en même temps, vous arrêtez pas de rire, donc vous parlez tous très très bien l'anglais. Bon, en deux mots, il avait eu un premier contact, et d'ailleurs ça ressemble un peu à ce que Laurence a raconté, par le biais de l'écriture, par le biais d'un scénario avec Quentin, et c'est des choses à laquelle il avait pensé. Et puis ensuite est arrivé, il pensait sur les premières choses qu'il avait lues, qu'il fallait que ça aille plus loin, que ça soit plus fort. Puis il a reçu ce script, il l'a lu et il a été littéralement bouleversé par ça. Il est resté 2 semaines à y penser et il a fini par rentrer en contact et a rencontré Quentin qui est arrivé et qui lui a dit « Monsieur Keitel », et il a dit « Non, c'est Keitel ».
Well, the rest we know, because I could go on all night about things that you'd like to hear. I know, but
let's face it. Après le reste, peut-être vous savez, mais évidemment, si je commence à vous raconter, on n'en finira pas, ou alors il faut qu'on aille boire.
But the thing about reading his script, it only happened a few times in my career. It was like reading a great novel, hearing a great piece of music, seeing a painting that moves you somehow the dynamic inside you is changed. And you know it's changed. You might not understand why, how, but you know it's been changed. And I'm getting the chills as I say it now because it's happening all over again. And you know you have to follow that work. And Quentin has done that. To all of you here tonight, we're all sort of in the same boat, trying to find a moment of truth in our lives that awakens us to so we can transform ourselves into this other thing we all come to the cinema to see.
Et ce que je voudrais dire, c'est que quand on lit un scénario de Quentin, c'est comme lire un grand roman, c'est comme écouter de la musique ou voir un tableau extraordinaire. Il y a quelque chose qui vous change. Quelque chose qui change la dynamique de ce que vous êtes. Et je sais que ici, il a changé beaucoup de choses pour tout le monde. Il a changé grâce au cinéma, grâce à ses films.
The last thing I want to say is that Quentin is us, and we are him. Everyone has talent, but this guy did it. He was devoted to it. It was a passion of his, which he so beautifully described on screen a while ago. It's that kind of commitment and dedication and love and willingness to sacrifice. He hadn't directed a frame of film when I met this guy. But somehow what he put down on paper was already a movie and was already lined up with the stars to change the way we look at ourselves. So Quentin, what can I say? I once gave you a Marine Corps coin, which I'm not sure I ever gave anybody that was a civilian before, but Semper Fidelis, and you're doing great work, and I love you. And all of you.